Hey everyone, Coach Dan here. Just want to give my quick overview after using Selkirk's brand new SLK Era Power elongated paddle after 3 or 4 weeks. I know this video is coming out a little later than many of the paddle reviewers, but what I really want to do is just give my thoughts after using it for quite some time. Did I want to create a video 4 or 5 hours afterwards after 1 or 2 play sessions? Yeah, sure. But if this was going to be my new main, which it is, by the way, spoiler alert, I wanted to give my impressions after using it for 3 or 4 weeks before I think about maybe going back to my old paddle or going to something different. So before I talk about this paddle, history, what did I use before? First paddle, Power Air. Really thin, hits like a truck. The way I have it set up, has support grip, U-dripping Pro Tour over grip, and I have weights on the bottom corners to really just help with the stability, especially where the throat aerodynamic hole is located. Then Selkirk released in their Project Labs line the 08 10mm Invicta. Really enjoyed this paddle, really a lot of pop, but because it was a 10mm, the ball came off of this paddle face really quickly. It didn't dwell as much, but because of the foam, maybe it helped with a little bit of the dwell so that you could get the drops in. But it was one of those, well, hey, it was definitely something that I found as an upgrade to the Power Air, but there were some things that were still missing from this 10mm. It really took some time to fine tune it. But when Selkirk released this a few weeks ago, the Power Air 16mm thickness paddle, there's a few things that really I've enjoyed with this paddle where it's become my new main. First and foremost, as a power paddle, you're gonna get the plow through. I mean, try it out. If you have someone in your area, you're gonna get the plow through definitely from this paddle. The way it's constructed, there is a floating core. If you don't know what that means, that's totally fine. Do you have to know what it means? No. Check out what other paddle reviewers are doing. They dissect this, they x-ray this. I don't have that technology, but for me, it has a really good feel for not only the power, but also because of the 16mm thickness, which is what I always recommend to most players, is you get that squishiness or the thickness or the cloud of the paddle to be able to hit drops and to be able to dink really efficiently with this paddle, and it won't hurt your arm. That's one thing I really like about this, and have been recommending this paddle so much. I just did a couple demo days in the last week or so, and I think I've sold 10, 12 of these paddles here, both in the elongated and the wide body version. So, a lot of players the players who are buying this, some of them are advanced, but most of them are going to be the intermediate within the 3.5 to the 4.2 range. So it's a great paddle just for all around players. Because of the very long handle that you have here, compared to even the newly upgraded Invicta, you kind of see the progression here. You have the labs, and then you have the new version here. You can see that the handle is much longer, and with that longer handle, definitely for the two-hand backhand is going to be great. Whether it's a roll dink, whether it's a drive, it's going to be fitting for that. The aerodynamic shape is going to allow it to really just cut through. So when you do counter, one of the problems with a very long paddle when you do counter is there's a lot of drag, but with the aerodynamic shape, it kind of cuts through just a little bit more. It allows for just that great opportunity to really just flick when you need to. And lastly, even though it's elongated shape a little thinner, because I added weights on 3 and 9 o'clock on the paddle, it actually opens up the sweet spot just a little bit more. Not a lot. If you want a big sweet spot, I highly recommend the wide body, but by adding the weights on the sides, it does open up just a little bit more, just enough for me to be able to stay aggressive with this paddle, and it's been working out so well. The wide body, I do have a video out there. Definitely check that out to see kind of my thoughts on here. But when it comes to paddle that I recommend nowadays within the Selkirk line, it's going to be the Era Power. I can't say it enough. A lot of paddle reviewers will say the same thing, and I highly recommend that you try it out. So if you have any questions, post it below and I'll try to answer as quickly as I can. Thanks for watching.